Go. Hello, hello, welcome and thank you so much for joining me, Jess. Oh my gosh, babe, I cannot even keep up with you at the moment. You've been absolutely crushing the business. You've been on the leaderboard week to week. Seeing you, it's just so inspiring. So congratulations.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
I really wanted to get you on here and talk, because you have such an incredible story that so many women out there would relate to. Um, so do you mind sharing with us what led you to start an online business? What was the lead up? What was your line in the sand moment? Because you really had the perfect job on paper, didn't you?
Yeah. 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 I can definitely share that story. And thank you so much, Jess, for your sweet words and doing this interview with me. And hey to everyone who's watching. One thing I should mention for all of you guys watching, Jess like saved my life when we met up in Japan earlier, like I don't know, a month or two ago, because my phone was about to die and I had to use her phone charger. She very generously offered her phone charger to me so that my phone wouldn't die. She made that sacrifice. So I'm like eternally grateful to you, Jess. But anyways, to answer your question, yeah. So what was going on in my life that made me want to start, working online, creating an income online? That goes back a few years ago. And the place that I was at in my life then, I was working in a government job. So, like you said, Jess, like it was kind of this job that everybody aspired to work in. And in my small rural Southwestern Ontario, Canada community, it was seen as the best of the best because it had really good pay. It had lots of vacation time. It had lots of sick days if I needed them, and it would have a pension one day when I would retire. So, yeah, by everybody's standards, it was like, you're never going to find anything better than this. But the problem was, I was so unhappy in that job. I was so unfulfilled in the work that I was doing. I was honestly going to bed every night dreading waking up the next morning because I knew I had to go back to that job. My coworkers were also feeling the same way. There was a lot of negativity in the workplace, but everyone just kept saying to me, Jess, just stick it out for the pension. The only way you're going to make it through here is if you just suck it up and count down your days to retirement. And I just kept feeling like I can't do this until I'm 65. There has got to be a better way. And so I was searching and searching. I knew there had to be more to life. There had to be another way to make a living, to actually live life. Like I felt like I wasn't even living. I felt like I was just existing, going through the motions every day, like physically alive, but completely dead on the inside. And so I was desperately searching for a better way. And one day I saw a Facebook post from a friend of mine who I had met 15 years earlier over in Australia. And here I am in Canada, and this girl, she was now in New Zealand, and I was seeing her posts. And this one post really caught my attention. And it was a picture of her traveling the world, making incredible money online, even though I had no idea how she was making this money. But Jess, what I saw in her, more than the travel, more than the money, what really stood out to me was how much joy she had. She was so excited about life. She was excited to wake up every morning. She had like purpose. She had fulfillment in the work that she was doing. And I wanted that so bad. So I reached out to her and I said, what are you doing? Can you please share some info with me? Like, tell me all about it. And the info that she shared with me, it blew my mind. It was something I didn't even know was possible. It literally ticked every single box of what I was searching for in my life. And so, yeah, that was a few years ago. I jumped all in and I have not looked back.
That's so incredible. It's like that was me a couple of years ago. I was feeling so like stagnant and stuck and just like anxious about going to work. And it's like, is this really all there is to life? Like, am I really going to have to do this until I'm nearly 70 years old? Like, it
Yeah.
does. It gets to the point where you're like, there's got to be more. Like, it is crazy. And yeah, I never knew anything like this existed until I've heard about it too. And it just blew my mind. Like, wow, there actually is a different way. There is an alternate way to make money that, yeah, like you said, you can be excited about waking up in the morning. It gives you fulfillment. Yeah, it's just a totally different way of living that I never thought was possible either. So tell me what's changed. So since you've started the business, like how has your life changed now?
Oh my gosh. Everything has completely changed in my life. Like that is the easy answer. Every single thing has changed and improved. The thing that I noticed changing the quickest, like the most obvious and quickest result that I got was I had that joy and that fulfillment and that purpose in my life. And I've created incredible things. There's lots of great results, lots of different successful things that I've achieved here, but nothing compares to that for me, because that's what I wanted more than anything. Like I said, like I had a really good paying job, you know, I had lots of vacation time, nothing compared to what I have now. But those things were okay for me. I just wanted that fulfillment in life. I wanted to be excited about my life. And that happened so quick. Being around the most incredible, growth focused, forward moving community that was so supportive, so different from the negative coworkers I was surrounded by. Being around people that are inspiring me, that everyone's moving forward, achieving massive achievements in their life. Like I was like, where has this community been my whole life? But yeah, honestly, having that purpose and joy and fulfillment, and no longer going to bed dreading waking up the next morning, but going to bed with such a sense of satisfaction for what I have accomplished and how I've been able to help others as well. And waking up in the morning, like before my alarm, I don't use an alarm anymore. I wake up when my body's ready to wake up, but waking up feeling excited about the day ahead. Nothing compares to that feeling for me. What else have I achieved? So, you know what? My relationships have really improved because while I was working in that job 40 hours a week, and I had some other good things in my life, like my marriage was good, kids, other relationships and friendships and things like that. They were good, but I knew that the thing that I spent 40 hours of every week doing, because it was sucking the life out of me, it was overflowing into the good parts of my life. And those people weren't getting the best version of me. They were getting like a anxious, stressed, annoyed, frustrated person, because my job was like, that was so much on me. So my relationships really improved because when I became a better person, I was able to give so much more to others around me in, you know, in those relationships flourishing. I really noticed my health improving as well, because where I was at in my mental health and my emotional health in that job, I was so down in the dumps. Like I was in a very low place. And when that's weighing on your mind and your emotions, it takes a physical toll on your body as well. So getting in a lot better, like healthier environment, like doing work that I enjoy, my mental health improved, which then affected my emotional health, which then affected my physical health, like spiritual, like it's all connected, and all of that just increased in incredible ways. Um, and yes, financially, I've done really, really well. So initially I had multiple 5K days, 10K days, a 20K week, a 30K month, in a pretty relatively what seemed like a quick amount of time. And that to me was like life-changing money, because I had this great paying government job, but it was nothing compared to the money that I was making online. But then it didn't stop there. I went on and had 50K month, 100K in 3 months, like wild money that is not even like doctors and lawyers. Like they're not even achieving that. Like, well, maybe in a year they're achieving six figures, but I did it in 3 months. And it's not about the money, Jess. And for everyone watching, like it's not about the money. It's about what that money does, what that has been able to fund for myself, my family, my community. So I am really big into philanthropy and giving back. And so 12 years ago, I had started this baseball league in my community. And long story short, because of the income I'm making here, I'm now able to completely fund that community baseball sport. It's a free community event for everyone now. And I've been in conversations with my local municipality to do a big baseball diamond renovation project. Well, I'm going to be able to fund that. That means so much to me, because that's going to be decades and generations to come that are going to benefit from this community sport, this community space, from what I have been able to contribute to it. I've given to tons of charities. Like I love doing things like that. Been able to travel a lot. So, you know, Jess, when we were in Japan, like that was business class flights for me. That was a very substantial investment. But while I was there, I made much more back anyways. I've got another trip coming up in a few weeks. What else? Oh, I've been able to retire my husband. So my income has far superseded what his really good salary is at his job. And so he no longer has to work. Now, he loves his job and he chooses to work, but this has given us peace of mind of knowing that if he were to get injured or if he lost his job, we'd be okay. Like we'd be totally financially secure because of my online income that is far superseding what his has been. What else have I been able to do? Oh, we're currently in the process of purchasing our dream property. That's been something that felt so far off for so long. But yeah, it hasn't even been 3 years since I've been, you know, working online, and all these things have happened. Like, you know, there's times when you get going, like in your first few months, and it's like, it feels so far off. It feels like it's taking, you know, like, when's it going to happen? But 3 years for how much has happened, like that would not be achievable in a traditional job or any kind of side hustle or something like that. It just would not. It's not realistic. It has completely blown me away, Jess. The money here, the every part of my life improving, how much I've been able to help others. And like, I'm just scratching the surface. There's so much more to come. But yeah, aside from all that, the travel, the income, all of that, like it is for me, it always will be that joy and purpose and fulfillment in how I get to spend every day, and nothing can compare to that. So anyways, back to your question, what has changed in my life? But yeah, it's everything. Every single thing has changed for me.
That's absolutely incredible. Like to hear that you've done all that in 3 years, like is so inspiring. And I totally relate, like when you are stressed and anxious and not enjoying your life, you can't give, and it affects your mental, it affects your health, physically, it affects your relationship. So just having that joy and finding that happiness and safety and security within yourself
Yeah,
really blossoms to every other part of your life. And so,
it
like,
totally.
yeah, and it was like I started the business too for myself really to make money in a different way, and then be able to buy some cool little gadgets and maybe travel more, and then once you get in it and you've been in it a little bit and you're around that amazing community and you realize that there's so much more than just yourself, and
Yes.
hearing like the impact and what you're able to do. It's like you said, it's not about the money, it's about what the money can do for yourself, for your family, and for the community. And it'll be like I've sort of started thinking like, what would I do, like yeah, what impact could I have? And I don't know yet, but like I've been thinking about it, and just having that opportunity and choice is, yeah, it's so, I don't know, it just blows your mind because you don't, I've never been grown up. I've never been taught that when you're young and you're a kid. Like in
Yeah.
school, it's not what society tells you that you're going to do. Like you go to school, you go to university, you get a job and you work and you retire, and then you live maybe five years if you've still got your health and enjoy it. Like it's just such a different way of living that you really, like, you've got to change your whole mindset to sort
Yeah.
of, yeah, come along with the ride.
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's yeah.
Do you know one thing? It just reminded me of this quote and what you were just saying there of how, yeah, we haven't been taught this, have we? Like, we don't learn this in school. We don't learn about having multiple income streams. We don't learn about non-conventional or non-traditional ways to create an income. And you look at 95% of the population, and they are doing the traditional thing, which is, working 40 hours a week until they're 65. If they're lucky, it's probably going to be longer than that. Burnout, stress, unhealthy, poor mindset, like all of those kind of things. But that's just what you do. That's what everyone thinks that you do. But a quote that I always think that is like so true of my life, and for those of us who are doing things a different way, is like, you look like a crazy person when you're running in the opposite direction to everyone else when everyone else is running towards a cliff. And that's the direction I was going in before. When I was in that job, I was running towards a cliff.
Mm,
I feel like everyone is like, it's so rare that people are finding that traditional job route or whatever it is that they're doing, it's not paying the bills, it's not giving them the time that they want. Like, that's the thing here. There's lots of things you can do to really increase your income while you're working 24/7, or there's things you can do to free up your time, but you're going to be broke, right? Like, where else can you dramatically increase your income while freeing up your time? You just can't anywhere else. That's
mm.
the bottom line. Like, so anyways, yeah, it's so amazing to now be on this path of going, we didn't get taught this when we were growing up, but now we have the opportunity to teach others, to inspire others, to help show other people that there is a better way.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say to anyone who wants to learn more?
Ah, my advice to anyone who wants to learn more, it comes in the form of my biggest regret, and that is that I didn't reach out sooner, because I saw that girl's posts. Like, I was watching her posts for a while, and I kept wondering and trying to figure out what she was doing, and I just watched for a long time. And if I had any idea what was on the other side of me reaching out and asking for more information, I would have gone running to her, because as I explained, what has completely changed and transformed in my life is it was hinging on me reaching out and asking for more information. So my best advice is, don't wait. You have absolutely no idea the most incredible life that is on the other side of you just taking that step and reaching out, finding out what it's all about, seeing if it's a good fit for you, seeing what it's all about. Like, you don't know what you don't know. But I mean, if you're anything like me, anything like Jess, like, you have nothing to lose, but truly everything to gain. And I know, like, this is my story of how quickly things changed and improved in my life, and I know that can be every single person's reality too. So yeah, my best advice: send Jess a message. Just that's what I did. I reached out. I asked a girl for info. I know, Jess, that's what you would have done too. You reached out, you asked somebody for info. If you're seeing this video and you have any little bit of wondering, like, could there be more for me? Could there be a different way to live, to actually live, like to come alive? You've got those feelings for a reason. Just send Jess a message, ask for some information, and it could be the best decision of your entire life.
That's it. You never know unless you try, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Jess. Seeing you and your journey within this business is like, yeah, just so inspiring. And it just shows other women that no matter what their circumstance is, that they can do it too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jess. It was great catching up with you.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
See ya.